Hi, everybody. New Jersey Forensic Accountant here. Today, we're going to talk about how legal hearings work at the District Court of Massachusetts. Now, this is part two. Part one, we went into some of the detail, and there's a bunch of other stuff on our website if you want to get into the case more. Now, this is going to be a certified transcript of the hearing. This is an actual transcript that we can use in court so you can understand what happened, how it works, and that kind of stuff. If you guys like this video, please smash the like button. Leave a comment below. One of my assistants or I will get back to you now. The purpose of this is to show you how legal hearings work in a real world in Massachusetts District Court. Okay, this is for anybody who's interested in the United States legal system. This includes law professors, judges, lawyers, pro se litigants. Now, what is a legal hearing? A legal hearing is any formal proceeding before the court. Now, this legal hearing, we're going to go through the transcript, and this is the case that I was a pro se in, Bonavito versus Harvard. Okay, there's lots more videos on my website. The background on the case that a lot of people think this is the most important case since Brown, the Board of Education, Topeka versus Brown. Bonavito versus Harvard is a case it focused on age and gender discrimination more than the other case. So this case involves a pro se plaintiff that went up against one of the most powerful institutions in Harvard. And we go through the judge's qualifications in the first part of this video. You'll see that he was basically an employee of Harvard. But let's take a look at the transcript and actually go through and see what happened in court. Okay. Now, this is the transcript. Okay. This is the case number, right? This is me, the plaintiff, and this is Harvard University defendant. This is the judge. This is the date the hearing took place. Now, this is how the hearing works. The judge comes in, and again, we talk about the Boston courtroom, which is a lot of fun to go to. The court, good afternoon, the two of you, Mr. Bonavito. Now, the judge right away starts talking about when I'm pro se that I should have lawyers and stuff like that, and it should be my experience that the people are well served by attorneys. Now, I've already defeated Harvard twice. The judge knows this. Okay, we're winning the case. There's no discovery. There's no need for this. If he wants to talk to me, fine. He says, "Do you want an attorney?" I say, "No, Your Honor." Very important. When you have a hearing, you got to be respectful, even if the judge is not respectful to you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having manners. Okay. Now, here's what the judge says. Right away, first thing, I've read all these papers, and I've read them with care. Okay. And what does he say here? Harvard has the better. He says, I've read the papers, and Harvard's won the case. Basically what he's telling me. Okay, fine. I can lose. If I lose, I lose. As long as it's fair. Now, then he says here, I think you should focus on the strongest areas of your claims. He talks here about he's going to give us each 10 minutes. Now, I'm pro se. I just traveled 5 hours up from New Jersey. He's going to give us each 10 minutes because he read the case very carefully, right? And I say, Your Honor, I need a little bit more time. I want 20 minutes. I'm saying, Your Honor, I need more time. He gives me 15 minutes. Now, why is he doing this? Think to yourself, why is he doing this? He just said Harvard won the case, and now he wants to give me 10 minutes. Your Honor, and then he says here again, you'll understand, I've read all this, and I've read it with care. Now, this is critical. Okay, this is a federal judge saying he read it twice. It's not a mistake. He read that complaint twice, right? Okay, go ahead. Your Honor, this motion must be denied. This is how I start off my argument. For 3 reasons, and each one of the reasons is more than enough to deny the motion. Now, this 12B6 ruling that they're submitting their motion to dismiss on is total BS. You never win, okay? And then I just say, I pled all 7 counts in my complaint. The reason it should be dismissed is their whole brief is built on false assertions that somehow I received notice that Harvard would not confirm my degree before I registered, which is blatantly false. Now remember, there's no discovery in this case. Now they submitted documents that they said I received prior to being registered. Now, in the first part of this, I tell you, I was already registered, okay? I was registered in November of 2016. Thirdly, they seek improper motions submitted by defendants seek summary judgment. Okay, they want a summary judgment. Summary judgment is after you have discovery. There's no discovery here, right? So they have new documents, new information, and false documents in their motion to dismiss, right? I say the false documents are not authentic and not in my complaint, okay? Right there, the case should be over because they can't submit false documents. On a motion to dismiss, you have taken everything your way. The judge says he's going to take everything away, which is total BS. He's already said Harvard won the case. He read the case with great care. Now, they moved to dismiss, so I have to take your complaint. He's talking again. Basically, everything I say he has to accept as true, so I should win the case, right? But he already said Harvard has the best of it for some reason. I've already defeated Harvard twice. The judge loses it. The first was before Federal District Court Judge Harper, and he once he heard that I already beat them, he should have known this. He says, 15 minutes, Mr. Bonavito, you're wasting time. Okay, there's no need for that. I'm a pro se litigant. What is the purpose of that? I mean, he's a judge. This is a serious case. I've already won twice. He's not taking it serious. Then I talk about this is your report. This is important. Documents were taken from my records in Harvard and transferred across state lines. And then I talk about the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act. And then what does the judge say? I remember he said he read this very carefully twice. There's no claim here for violation of New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act. I'm pro se. New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act, yes, there is, Your Honor. There is? Question mark? I read it with great care. Bonavito, yes, Your Honor. Which count is that? Number 1. It's the number 1 complaint. Now let's look at my complaint. How did he? I mean, this is crazy. He's not. This is my complaint. Okay, this is the first count. Consumer Fraud Act. He never read the complaint, right? That's what happened. He never read the complaint. So we go on, and then he talks about now he's like totally. He knows he made a big mistake here. Because he basically is saying, hey, I work for Harvard. I didn't read the complaint. I just came here to give you 15 minutes and dismiss the case, right? I already told him there's false documents. I was admitted to the program. I took 12 courses, and I passed all the courses. I paid all the fees. If this went to court, it was 98% chance I win. Okay, 98% before a fair judge, not before this judge. Now, it's a bare bones complaint. I submitted another complaint. I have 2 complaints. He didn't even look at it. He's saying here that it's a bare bones complaint. You know what? I don't really have to submit a complaint that detailed is the legal standard. You've got 6 minutes left. Why is he telling me that? What's so important that he has to get to dismissal? He has to dismiss the case that he never read the complaint on? Is that what's so important here? It only requires a short, plain statement. This is what. When you file a complaint, it only requires a short, plain statement of claim. That's the legal standard, okay? Then we talk about Consumer Fraud Act. We talk about civil rights because this is obviously civil rights. You can't deny someone a degree when the university is accepting billions of dollars based on your gender and age. Okay, there's a civil rights complaint in there. We talk about fraud. Okay, there's ongoing fraud because they won't give you my degree. There's no statute of limitation. Every day is fraud, right? He ignores all that. And again, I could send you this transcript, but it's absolutely hysterical when you go through what he did in this case. We talk about dates. See, like this is Exhibit A. Like I was registered November 15th. Physically impossible. Okay, they talk about. They talk about me being told in January of 2017 in their complaint that I couldn't get the degree, which I was already registered. That was false documentation. Okay, and again, there's lots of other videos I did on this. I'm not going to, go through and rehash all this stuff because the video would be like 3 hours long. Okay, and this is where this 12B6 ruling I'm telling you, Your Honor, it says the complaint's factual is expressed linked to and literally dependent on the document, ... And I'm saying here that you can only dismiss if the authenticity of which is not challenged. Now, if I challenge these false documents, he can't rely on them. And I say here, I challenge these documents. This case law is clear. Their own case law says that you can't dismiss. You can't dismiss, right? This is undisputable. This is a fact, okay? If I challenge the documents, the false documents, he can't rely on them. They have no motion, right? And then he goes through some more nonsense here. He talks about the fraud. There's no time limit. I met all those. Yeah, there's no time limit because fraud is constant. And you didn't even read my complaint, so why are you talking about this stuff? He's talking about fraud covers not only the initial fraud, but also subsequent fraud. Okay? They want, because there's a fraud allegation in my complaint. If you make any ruling based on this motion, they submit it, which is totally fictitious, Your Honor. These documents here are not what they say they are. I've never seen these websites, and their own case law says, their own case law on page 1 references, if you're not authentic, you cannot dismiss on 12b-6. Okay? This is Harvard's own lawyer's case law. I'm using it against them. Okay? And I talk about, there's lots more, but 20, but I couldn't. I've tried to get it into 15 minutes. This is ridiculous. Why would you do that? You know? Okay, now he wants to hear from the other side, but he doesn't care what they say, right? And look at this. This is what the Harvard's lawyers say. Your Honor obviously read the papers. They obviously read the paper. He didn't read anything. He didn't read anything. He didn't know my first complaint. You know, they know this judge. They're always before him, so it's like, you know, a buddy's buddy club. And then he's talking about this is all nonsense. Okay, it's all false stuff in here. Their whole complaint, it's time barred. There's no time barred if it's continuing fraud. Talking about New Jersey law, which is nonsense. Again, this is all nonsense because you have 10 minutes and, you know. Now, this is funny. So unless Your Honor has other specific questions about the claim, I think they're all fairly well briefed, Your Honor. What does he say? Yes, they are. They're all false documents. They're not briefed well. This is hilarious. It was fun being up there. Okay, so, you know, there's no discovery. Why don't you have discovery? After, you know, at least summary judgment where I have, you know, depositions. And he goes through and he gives these reasons why he's going to dismiss the case. He didn't read my complaint. I have a new complaint that I submitted just in case. He didn't even talk about that. So he dismissed the case. And I can send you this transcript if you want, if you're really interested in it. But this is kind of the stuff you have to deal with in Massachusetts when you're dealing with Harvard. And this is the order for dismissal. Nothing here. So listen, guys, I mean, I had a great time doing this case. I spent a lot of money, but it was well worth it. Hopefully that there's somebody with honor and integrity up there that is going to reopen this because it's still ongoing. And if you go through the first part of this, you'll see why there's a big problem with what this judge did. But listen, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. Have any comments, let me know. Thanks a lot.